The Hive haven't been on Earth in centuries. That wizard came from the moon.
Send them home crying. You're crushing them.
Omnigul, destroy her!
More efforts like that, and we might just win this.
Welcome to another episode of Agents of the Nine, a Destiny podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tim K. Trotter. Joining me today is...
I'm Killbot. I am a Destiny player, mainly PvP, although I love PvE as well. Just sort of love the game and love playing it, and here I am.
Fantastic. Also joining us is...
And I'm Dame, self-made Dame. I'm also another Destiny player. Kind of lean more to PvP now, so I'm more like a PvP player now, even though I still love the PvE side of it. I just like the competition for the PvP.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. Sweet. Let's kick off this show with our thoughts on the Taken War quest lines and stuff, which is the post-main... it's basically everything post the Regicide story mission when you first kill Oryx. So what do you guys think about the various quests and things that they have you do and go on in the Taken War?
Oh, I love it, man. It's so good. Like I was kind of worried that there wouldn't be anything after the main storyline, but I was really happy to see that the quests, because there's really a plethora of quests. There's so many quests, way more than I was expecting originally. Like I was like, why are there 32 quest slots? You know, when I only have like 6 or 7 at a time. But it makes sense why there's so many quest slots, because there actually are a lot of quests, and I'm glad that it continued after that. It was like, you know, Oryx is, you know, I did finish this main storyline, but there's actually still more stuff to do after that. I was wondering where the strikes were. It made sense that that's where they would go, and then, you know, it just kind of kept going, which is great. I love that. And then all the exotic quests, it's awesome.
Yeah, and some have like a mystery to some of them, because there are times in the game where you think you might be done with, like, say, Eris, and then it comes 4 reputations later, and then now you got a whole brand new quest from Eris, and you're like, well, where did this come from? You know, so that's what I liked about that. It just keeps you in, it keeps you drawn in, it keeps you playing.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I mean, I totally feel there. Like I was thinking that I was finishing the Taken War stuff, and then I looked in my quest thing, and I don't even remember picking it up. But I was like, oh shit, I still have all this stuff from Petra from the Reef.
Yeah,
like what is this shit?
You know what's funny
I
is
guess I still have to do that.
Originally, I thought, because I was so ready when Taken King first came out, and then I was working on this on the, you know, what was it, Taken Wars the first? Yeah, Taken Wars the first quest line, the main storyline, and I thought I had to continue that. I wasn't sure if like I had to complete them in a certain order, and after I got the Petra stuff, I was like, oh god, do I have to complete this first? And I was so worried that if I didn't do that, I was like, oh, but I don't really want to do all these like patrol things or whatever you had to do for it. And then I was just like, oh, whatever. I just want to continue with the Taken War stuff. And then it turns out you can complete them whenever you'd like, which is nice. You can just kind of do things at your own pace.
Yeah, I think the official data mining for how many actual quests there are to pick up in the entirety of the game is 150.
Really?
Which is crazy. Like,
and the crazy thing is, there's been so much PvE quests. I haven't even really just started on the Shack stuff. I still got to get 15.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even...
I completely forgot that there's fucking quests for Crucible now,
yeah,
too.
I got it. I still got to get 15 kills with a throwing knife. I haven't even touched that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't even got to the weekly Crucible thing where you can get the Nightfall of rewards. I haven't even got to that yet. It's just there's just so much.
Well, there'll be time enough to get to those quests. What with the trials and banner coming back here.
Oh, I'm so psyched for those.
16th.
I'm ready
for trials.
Well, agreed. We'll definitely be talking about those.
And aren't there supposed to be trials, bounties, and quests as well, too?
Yeah, there are.
Awesome.
If you look at the data mining stuff, it looks like the data mining for the trials quest is basically, in a way, they're sort of going to be the new tiers because they're like ditching the tiered system of stuff. Yeah. I mean, I guess we're going to talk about this right now. So whatever, let's just talk about it right now. So Trials and the Iron Banner are coming back on the week of the 16th.
Yes.
So Iron Banner's coming back. There will be a entirely new gear set, entirely new weapons.
Is it actually new, or is it just like the same?
No, it's
skins,
completely new.
So it's going to be completely new skins. Yep. Not just like new. Okay, that's awesome.
There's pictures on the Bungie thing. Like the hunter has like a fox like skin like draped over his face. The knight has like a helmet that a lot of people are calling the Dark Souls helmet. Like it's like all like looks like it came out of Skyrim or something like that. Like it's really like medieval looking. I forget what the Warlock has. Warlock has something.
That's the best probably.
Yeah, but basically the overall feel is like it's way more medieval looking, like lots of like leather and like bronze and steel sort of colors, at least in the basic unshadered look to those things. Another thing is that I might get this wrong because I'm not looking at an actual article, and I myself am not particularly fond of Iron Banner, but I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot in year.
I'm not either.
Iron Banner was it's up and down with me. And the thing is about Iron Banner that I can't take is like the lag. It's just
the lag. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Nothing kills me more than to lose a game that's out of my hands. Then it's the worst. So that is just I'm kind of. I guess I'm a little excited for Iron Banner now because they got new stuff going on. So I'm interested to see what the new armor, new weapons are going to do. Are there going to be another weapon like the mighty Fellwinners or, so.
Okay, so I'm actually looking at the actual official press release on bungie.net for the Iron Banner. So Iron Banner comes back officially on October 13th, 2015. Here are the changes. The tempered buff is now automatically applied and continues to grow in effectiveness each day of the event. The alternative ketchup buff and iron medallion mechanics are unchanged. Potential match completion rewards now include both weapons and armor, matching the same items available from Lord Saladin during each event. Drop rates have been increased and are intended to be the primary source of rewards from Iron Banner. If you don't get what you're hoping for, you have the option to visit Lord Saladin instead. Gear purchased from Lord Saladin now requires legendary marks instead of glimmer. New emblems have been added to his inventory. All new bounties, including 9 daily bounties, 3 per day, and 3 new weekly bounties, which will reward legendary marks. Recommended minimum light for Iron Banner is 230. Only level 40 Guardians can lead a fire team.
Yeah, so there's multiple things going on there, and they're trying to like implement these new systems and these new changes. Like, and I think a lot of it is similar for Trials. I don't know if you're going to read the Trials one next.
I'm
but
gonna do it next right now.
Yeah, they're doing they're trying to make things drop more instead of you buying them, which is cool. I don't know if that's going to change.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I remember there's the Watchers gear that just dropped from Trials, but that wasn't the same as the Exile gear that you got like from the chest, or I don't know if you got it from the chest, but you got it from the tiered packages and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to have that system of lower tier and higher tier gear that.
I would think, because there is confirmed, at least via data mining, that the Trials of Osiris gear will all have adept versions.
Yeah, sure.
So that'll be like before, and the adept stuff was only available from the chest. So
right, that was your notification of saying, oh, hey, he went flawless because he got this by the lighthouse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, even though I've been using my kinetic messenger ever since I got my first version. I have adept versions, but I have the kinetic one that I use mainly on my.
You know, I never
scrub. I'm using my arc.
PvP, man. Elements don't matter.
I never got a kinetic messenger. I always had an adept, and they've all been arc. Every single one.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I think I got a void Jewel of Osiris adept once, but who uses that?
Elements. Yeah, who needs a jewel anymore when we have it's year 2.
Anyway, let's get into the nitty gritty on Trials of Osiris here. So Brother Vance will welcome competitors back to the Reef on October 16th. Power still matters.
Which is going to be interesting. That's a big thing.
It's going to be a big deal, especially because of the new subclasses.
No more year 1 weapons.
Yeah, that too.
And with that, I've been playing with the Crucible. It's been still a lot of people still holding on to their
year 1.
The ones, man, still holding on to their party crashers, their matadors, and I'm like, dude, just let it die. Just let it go.
Dude, I got killed by a Thor. Or a Thorn.
Who doesn't
over
get
the
killed
weekend?
by Thor
like
nowadays?
just one match, like out of like 20 matches, and I was just like, "What? What was that? Did I just? I'm not sure what I got killed by. I don't. It's unfamiliar now."
Yeah. What is that?
This first week is going to be very, very interesting. I can't wait for that.
It's going to be wacky the first week. Anyway, so here's the blow-by-blow. Trials gear will now drop exclusively as end-of-match rewards for winning teams. The more you win, the better those drops will be. There's no need to return to Brother Vance. All rewards will come directly to you when you get them. Passage coins still drop for the losing team. Trials is still about winning, but coins can help make that easier. Trials passages now have a details page containing your active buffs. Note, you won't be able to add buffs once you've started your trial, so make sure you buy them first.
Oh, that's big.
That's a big fucking
change,
deal.
That's the biggest change. So,
because I know, especially for us three, the way you do it is you get up to your 8, and then you buy all your buffs.
And then
that's a whole different strat.
So it's ante up or not at all. Pretty much.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's
that's a new change.
With that said, I'm hoping the increase of drop rates on coins happen, because you talking about 9 coins every time, you know.
Well, I'll be honest. I get passage coins from chests.
Yeah, I've been
in
getting a lot lately too.
PvE, and just like any time I play Crucible, like I get passage coins.
Yeah, I've been
like they're dropping all over the damn place.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot. Not that I didn't have a whole bunch to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't got any. Okay.
Players that go undefeated on their passage will continue to be invited to the lighthouse. So
what does that mean?
I think that what I think that means is, like, if you've, I don't know.
Can you go to the lighthouse twice? It's like, let's say you finish a card and you go flawless and you go to the lighthouse and you get your chest. If you stay on that card, can you go to the lighthouse a second time and still get rewards?
Ooh, maybe that's what that means.
That would be insane.
That would honestly, I would like that a lot, because that would just be like even more pressure and like even more like, I don't know, just like intensity to try.
Well, and here's the thing though. There was so much hidden and waiting for us at the lighthouse when we got there.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what's there now?
Because the rumor was that was supposed to have been like the next tower in this update. You know,
sure, because it's a fucking huge social space. It's like 8 times the size of the reef.
Yeah, especially if you glitch into the areas that we do.
Oh my goodness!
All the little areas that you can get to.
Yeah. So players may continue to play in the trials past 9 wins, but they won't get any better gear, which I guess actually kind of kiboshes the thing we just said.
Oh, really? Okay. So then what's the point of... Okay. Keep getting by the
I guess it just means you don't have to buy another pass, but you can keep playing.
But you do the same thing before. Okay, so continue. I guess they're just saying it's going to stay the same. All right.
Yeah.
Clarification.
Well, but I mean, when you got your 9 wins, your passage was completed. So if you wanted to play again, you'd have to buy another passage.
No, I'm fairly certain that Brother Vance just gave you a new card after you completed your card, even if you lost.
Yeah, he did. If you traded it in, he gave you a brand new card.
I think they're just saying that's going to stay the same. I think they're just trying to clarify what's going to change and what's not.
Yeah. Anyway, Brother Vance now has Trials bounties available each weekend to provide players with a way to get sweet Trials gear, even if they're not reaching the lighthouse.
Awesome.
Nice.
Regular Crucible bounties are still valid in Trials.
See, that's good because it gives that casual player something to fight for, you know?
True.
Yeah.
Unless the bounty is like really hard.
Well, it sounds like they're replacing the tiered packages with bounties.
Yeah, we don't have tiered packages no more.
So it's going to be, instead of that, you complete the bounties and then you get your rewards.
Yeah, or just play for random drops.
Sure, that too, yeah.
Yeah. Here's the big stuff, which is also the stuff that we commented on in last podcast, where Luke Smith said in that Kotaku podcast why the reason that Trials and Iron Banner hadn't shown up yet was because they were working on implementing matchmaking fixes, and that's the real reason why they weren't available at launch with the original Taken King on the 15th of September. So here's the big stuff. We will attempt to match up teams with similar win counts. If you have 1 win, we will try to match you with another team with only 1 win. If you have 8 wins, yep. If we can't find a high quality match, we will loosen the win requirements first. In other words, we will not prioritize wins over low latency matches.
Okay. Well, that answered our question for last week when we was like, well, how is it going to work, KD or combat rating? But here's my question though. Yeah. Now, just like any game, people are going to find a way to cheat the system. Okay. Mm-hmm. So how would this work? Let's say me and you, you know, or me and Killbot, we've been on our card and we've been playing, you know, for a while. So we got the 8 wins. You just got home and you want to jump on, but you haven't played Trials all day. So now you have a fresh card. How would that work? If you're the party leader, are they just going to give us a team with 1 win, and then now you're looking at a team with a whole team full of empty card going against 2 players that's on their way to the lighthouse? That's
a good question. Who is it? Which player or players is going to prioritize in terms of wins on your card? Is it going to average the cards?
I think it's going to be based on these next couple of bullet points.
Okay.
So only Guardians with at least 251 light can lead a fire team, and recommended minimum light for Trials of Osiris is 290.
Yeah, raid level.
Other big changes here. Well, kind of big for us because it had been a problem in the past. So the overtime timer in elimination will now show 000 instead of stopping at 001 when time expires. Oh, okay. So we have a whole extra second to fuck people up and get that catcher point.
Yeah. Or you won't waste your self-res.
Right.
Yeah. And then this could actually be a big deal depending on the type of queue that they went with. So teammates and enemy revives now have distinct audio cues.
Yeah.
So you're going to know when someone gets revived. But it already has a distinct audio cue. It has that like hollow voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they mean probably more distinct.
I think they mean there's going to be different noises in terms of enemies versus friendlies getting revived. Instead of the same noise for everybody.
Maybe it'll be who's the British dude who's always talking? Crucible. Is
Shax?
that Shax? Is that Shax?
Yeah, Shax.
Maybe he'll be like Guardian revived.
Yeah, possibly, or enemy revived, or whatever.
Enemies reviving the teammate. Hurry the fuck up, team.
That's a interesting addition, but at the same time, for me it's not that big of a deal because I didn't really rely as much on the audio cues because you could see on the feed it would say this person revived this person,
Right.
It's
and
true.
it would say whether or not it's enemy or friendly because it either mean red or green.
But I feel like the audio cue is probably for more people who don't pay attention to the feed.
Yeah, I suppose.
I know it's like it is like one of the tiny things in Destiny, but it's like if you want to be a good Destiny player, you need to pay the fuck attention to that feed.
So. Mhm.
Everything.
Like during raids, during anything.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah, like that feed. That shit's more important than a CNN ticker tape.
Yeah, pretty
You know
much.
what I mean? Like it's crazy.
especially like if you're in the thick of things, man.
So I don't know if we're done with talking about trials, but one thing I do I'm just going to throw this, I'm just going to shove this in there.
You're going to ram it down my hole?
It's something, Jesus, it's something I'm not so sure about with trials, and I don't know if this is going to get some attention before trials actually comes out, but good God, if I come across 3 Sunbreaker Titans in
my God.
Trials of Osiris, I'm going to rip my freaking hair out, and I'm gonna quit, and I'm just gonna.
This is what I'm glad you hit that. I'm so glad you said that, Kevin.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I want to main my Warlock. I want to play Warlock in Trials because I love self-res, and I love that aspect of like, oh, you think the round's over? No, it's not, bitch. I'm back to life. Get ripped. Hey. But no, there's gonna be 3. He's gonna pop a hammer in my face, and I'm gonna be dead because you can kill any Warlock super can get one-shotted by one hammer, and it annoys me. So
except for a Blade Dance and a Void Blast.
This is literally what happened. Oh, hold on. This is literally what happened to me today, Tim. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm with my clan, and we're practicing for next week for trials, right?
Yeah.
We are playing Memento. Okay. Now, I main a hunter in Crucible, and I like using a Night Stalker perk strategically because I know you can one-shot a Guardian out of their super. Okay, This is what happened. I saw him hit his hammer. I was waiting around the corner. I shot him dead on with a shadow shot, and it did absolutely nothing. Nothing. Yeah. And I'm like, that is the one super you can't snipe him out of. I can snipe a Warlock out of his self-res. I can snipe a Hunter out of his golden gun. You cannot snipe a hunt. You cannot snipe a Titan out of that hammer. You can't super him out of it. It is just like legitimately, he's invincible.
Yeah.
And that's broken. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the Hammer of Soul needs a ban hammer.
Yeah. In fact, I saw a video earlier today about somebody put out a video on YouTube about. It was like this guy apparently does really good Crucible, like in-depth type stuff. But he did one on the Sunbreaker Titan. He was going over all these things. He had all the numbers, which was great. And he said that Sunbreaker Titan in Hammer of Soul has 55% damage reduction, which is higher than any other.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, and they can tank one golden gun shot, which I experienced earlier playing because I'm playing as my Sunbreaker Titan just to experience the OP-ness of it. And they can take, I think, all except for like Aphrodite's Spear and Black Hammer, you know, the highest archetype of impact snipers. Other than that, like LDR style, Shadow Veil style, that archetype, the more common archetype of high impact sniper, they will tank a headshot from that. And there's just so many things that they can survive, and there's also so many things that they can destroy in one hammer. Like, I think they almost kill a Blade Dancer in one hammer. It takes 2, but just barely 2. Just about every other thing they can one-shot with a hammer. They have Cauterize, which is essentially Hungering Blade for Titans, so it's just even if they are hurt, even if they get hurt, and they take one person out with that hammer, health is right back up there, all the way to full. And it's just there's just so many things, and the one thing that annoys me that I've seen, especially on the Destiny subreddit, is that people are talking about like, oh, you know, yeah, their super is great, and like all these perks in their skill tree are based around their super, and that's what makes it so good. And their passive, play style is bad. Like that's not really true. Like first off, you have 2 amazing grenades. You have fusion grenades, which one shot, it's a one stick kill, and then you have incendiary, which is actually a really good grenade because it burns. Just like burning firebolts for warlocks, but you don't actually have to equip a perk for it to burn. It just burns on its own. And then also, I don't know if many people realize this. I didn't realize this until I saw that video. If you have the melee for Sunbreaker Titan, I think it's called Combustion, and if you have the thermal vent perk on, it releases an explosion on hit, not just on kill. On kill, it actually creates a sunspot, but just on hit, it makes an explosion, but it also burns because that's what that subclass is about, and it's a one-shot melee.
That's insane.
Which is dumb because they took away our Warlock one-shot melee.
Exactly. Flame Shield is not a one-shot melee. And I think even
So
Scorch
bullshit.
during Radiance isn't a one-shot melee anymore, right? I
It's
mean,
fucking so stupid.
yeah. So I don't know what these Titan mains and these Titan loyal bias Titans are complaining about.
What I don't understand is why do they nerf the defense of the supers in year 2 if you're going to make one of the supers that fucking ridiculously tanky? You know, and I get it. The Titan is supposed to be a tank overall, you know, but it's like that. It's dumb.
That's still a bit much, though, dude.
It's overboard.
Like if he gets 55% damage reduction, I want fucking 55% damage reduction on my Storm Trance. God damn it!
I mean,
because I pop that shit, and unless I got Chain Lightning on, I'm usually dead within a second.
And it's ridiculous. Like as soon as you shoot a Titan in his super and his hammer, I mean, his shield just like it just bonds right back, like you didn't even touch him at all. And it's, I mean, it's for me to not be able. I think I'm a pretty good sniper. You know, if I can't snipe you out of your super, something's going wrong. I can snipe a self-resing Warlock with a Ram's helmet on out of his super.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't do it at a Titan. That's insane, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, I've been ranting about it pretty much ever since I realized that how insanely just strong that super is, because there's, like, my main gripes are that not just that it's everything combined, really. Like, you think about the Sunbreaker, the Hammer of Soul super, it's like all the best parts of the other supers in one super. You have the range, like more range than a Blade Dancer, right? But more defense than a Blade Dancer. You have more armor. You can take more damage in your super. You have the same perk of regenerating health on kills as a Blade Dancer in his super. And you don't even have to get close to people. And you know, you have the range of, I would say, probably about a Golden Gun, and Golden Guns don't even have defense. They're like killing a normal player. I mean, maybe not the same accuracy, you know, because Golden Gun, you can just, it's an actual gun, but hammers are not hard to use. I've been using them for like a week, and they are not hard to use at all. They are so easy to use in PvP, especially since Mayhem's been out. I've been using my Titan a lot just to get a feel for it. And good lord, it's just so easy. Like, I'm impossible to kill. I've rarely been killed in my super because not just the 55% damage reduction, but health regen on kills. And it's just silly. And that's what I'm terrified about, is that when Trials comes up, what I really want to do is, when Trials comes back, I want to keep going self-res like I have been. I think it's cool to use self-res. You got some cool plays that you can make. Like, if the enemy team doesn't expect it, you can self-res. If you're near, you know, a friendly, you can res them, and then they res your other teammate, and then it's like back to normal. And then, you know, it's not just wiping the enemy team; it's a tactical play, because you're resing the team, and you're like, okay, you know, you killed all 3 of us, but at the same time, I can self-res, get all 3 of us back, and it's like the round started all over again, and that keeps the excitement going. But if it's a Sunbreaker Titan, all he's going to do is go into his hammer and wreck everybody. Like, sure, that's fun, but like, there's no tactical play.
The amount of orbs they spawn when they do it is obscene.
Yeah.
Obscene. Like,
and I'm just worried that I'm going to see way too many Sunbreaker Titans, and I'm going to feel like I have to run Sunbreaker Titan just to compete, and I don't want that. It's the same sort of dilemma as it was in year 1 using Thorn and Last Word. People felt like they had to use Thorn and Last Word just to compete because it was so strong. I don't want to see that with not just guns, but with classes.
I think that would be a more broken meta than the Thorn and Last Word.
Yeah.
If it goes that route, because I mean, just and the crazy thing is, even before that, Bungie just did a hot fix, and they just nerfed the amount of spams that you can do with the Titan Hammer. So
I have something that I just thought of that we are not taking into consideration here. We don't know actually how powerful the Sunbreaker Titan is going to be in Trials, because power will matter then. So all of our defenses will be way the fuck higher than the standard baseline and standard Crucible. You know, our attack powers will be way stronger. We might be able to sniper.
Well, that's true.
A Sunbreaker.
But I think,
like, we just don't know.
That's true, but I think at the same time, though, like, I mean, it's going to
cool.
be.
You can call me Linux.
I'll call you Linux. I'm so used to it. But the thing is that
by the way, listeners at home, I go by Linux is the Demon on the PlayStation Network.
Yeah. The issue with that though is that that's also the thing about power matters is very contingent upon your loadout and not so much your super, because the super is just a set thing. Power matters means your light level at this point, because that's how your 2 works, and that depends on your loadout, the guns and armor that you're using. But
the loadout is also what perks you have in your skill tree for your subclass.
Yeah, but power matters just as in year 1, where it meant like your light level, which was mainly connected to your gear, which it still is actually. I don't really know why I was saying it's not connected, but because it is. But power matters means your light level, which is why they have recommended light for all these activities, trials and Iron Banner included. But as long as you have a high light level and you're a Sunbreaker Titan, you're gonna have no problem. I mean, I think even just to kind of play off what you were saying, I think the power of that Hammer of Soul super could possibly mean that you could run with a lower light level, guns and weapons and armor, even maybe notwithstanding, and still be able to play equally as well, just because your super is so strong. Granted, you don't get supers as often in trials, which is a nice part of it.
You're probably only getting at least once.
Yeah,
per 5, maybe really 2 if you're slaughtering.
Yeah, unless you're really killing it. You can get
What I'm mostly scared about is that if you come across a team, like I was saying, with all 3 are Sunbreaker Titans, in a sense, and if they pull it off right, and if they play it right, that could mean 3 free rounds for them. Because that super can just wipe a whole team easily. If with Forge Master for that skill tree, you can throw 7 hammers. 7 hammers. That's enough to kill everybody twice, and then 1 self-reser.
Right, that's insane.
And an extra self-reser. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But another thing that we're also not taking into consideration is sort of the defensive capabilities that we'll be able to have if you have a hunter on your trio team, because they could be throwing that grenade and then everybody goes in Viz and then breaks the fuck up.
Yeah, or they could use their super to counter a hammer. They got that Night Stalker. I mean,
apparently not, because I shot one dead in the chest and it didn't do nothing to him.
Yeah, the thing about the Void Bow though is that it actually takes like a second or 2 for the tether suppression to kick in. It doesn't immediately, because the impact on hit will only kill, I think. I don't know about only kill normal, like non-shielded enemies. It might kill more than that, but it definitely doesn't kill a Sunbreaker Titan in its super. So, I mean, it does take a second or 2 for that suppression to kick in, to kick you out of your super. I think that was a balancing factor that they considered. But, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, if you see like maybe 2 Hammer Soul Titans coming at you at once in trials, which I wouldn't expect to see because that'd be a waste, because Hammer Soul is so strong. You don't need 2 at once. You only need 1 at a time, 1 per round. And so I think maybe one of the better ways to counter them is going to be Fist of Havoc, or probably what would be better, in my opinion, will be Nova Bomb. And I want to run Sunsinger, but I might have to go Nova Bomb as a Warlock, because that's one of the only things that can just destroy and shut down a Hammer of Soul Titan, is because I think it's just Fist of Havoc and Nova Bomb that shut them down in one fell swoop.
Yeah, as far as I know, according to some other things that I was reading as well, that's the only thing that's still, no matter what, 1-hit kills.
Yeah, they'll take 2 sword swipes, they'll take 2 golden gun shots, but at least Nova Bomb Fist of Havoc take them out.
Yeah,
I think I hope they'll fix that and see that, because it's no way for too long they can just let that pass. I mean, that is just, it's just crazy how OP it is. Granted, it was kind of a problem, but you can kind of combat it when the Titans had the smash. It just you just shotgunning them. Yeah, you can get out of the way. Or you can still combat it. But dude, I don't know. It's just, I'm at a loss for words, dude, because I'm like, the moment I found out I couldn't just shoot him out of that super, I was like, oh, we got a problem.
Yeah, I shotgun melee'd so many Hammer Soul Titans because I wanted to be able to do it, but you can't.
In Mayhem, I chased a Hammer Soul Titan who didn't know I was behind him, and it took three 3 in the straight of the back, high impact shotguns to bring him down. It was insane.
Yeah, that's so much. So
It's
much.
so crazy.
Just earlier today, I sniped a Stormcaller Warlock out of their super. I'm like,
Yeah.
I could do that to a Warlock, dude. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do that to any other Guardian. You know, and like I said, I think if that meta goes that way, that's way more broken than any last word Thorn combination or Matador Ifrity Spear final round meta. I mean, that's probably the worst of the worst right there, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. My main gripe too is that it's not just because the armor, the extra armor, the damage reduction, 55% is so strong already, but you just the cherry on top of that is that they can heal themselves just by killing you. Even if you do manage to hurt them, they kill you with one hammer and they get all their health back. Like, it's just too much. It's just, I don't know how Bungie didn't see that it was just too much and just too strong, because there's all these things it has going for it. You got Seeking Hammers, you got more hammers, you got Cauterize for health regen, and then on top of that you have the highest damage reduction in the game. It's just silly. It's just absolutely silly.
Yeah. Killbot and Damian, with your kill-death ratio that you guys got going on here, do you guys want to just keep going on your Crucible talk here since you guys are in the zone? Because I kind of want to, because I want to run to the bathroom. Yeah,
okay.
just go and do it. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Yeah, I guess we got into this a little bit earlier. That's supposed to be farther down on the list.
This was definitely supposed to have been like a third topic.
Yeah, exactly. We got into it. I don't know. We were talking about trials, and that's just what came to mind, because that's going to be an issue if they don't fix it. Like, I honestly think it's going to be something that's like, God dang, and now they're like hammer. I mean, sure, you don't see supers all the time in trials, but you know, we'll see how it actually goes. I mean, granted, the Sunbreakers will probably be not such a problem when they're not in their super, but the thing about trials is that when people do have their supers, that could be an easy round win for them. If you have 3 Hammer of Souls, it's 3 rounds.
Especially if they time it right, because that's a big thing. Even in elimination, if you're playing that competitively, if you rush your supers too quick, or if you play them right, if you play them wrong, I've seen 4 and 1s go to 4 and 5s. So if they time it right and they can just spread it out, and plus, like I said, that subclass spawns obscene amount of orbs.
Yeah,
it can just be a hell, for even the best, And I would hate to have to do that, like what you said. Oh man, I got to compete. In order for me to compete, I got to go to my Sunbreaker. So now it's just a hammer fest. Who can throw the hammer first?
Yeah,
that's not competitive to me. That's just
no.
I can't play PvP like that. I'm always down for like a good one-on-one gunfight. Who has the better gun? Who has the better shot? But
yeah, same here. I mean, I come from a more standard FPS sort of background. There's no supers, like Call of Duty a little bit, and then mainly Battlefield. I was playing a lot of that, and it's I mean, sure, everybody has access to the same guns, just like everybody has the same access to the same classes, but at the same time, there's no, like, you can run different guns, and there's elements of being able to outplay and outsmart and like just sort of counter. I think that's the big thing, is countering. Like, the balance is all about countering. Like, for instance, like when Blade Dancers were sort of rampant in year 1, and they're still really good. I mean, Blade Dancers are still amazing. But I remember in year 1, and I think even now still, because Last Word is still really good, I've been able to kill multiple or not multiple at once, but like I've been able to kill Blade Dancers on many occasions with the Last Word without even anything else. Maybe a grenade here and there, but 8 rounds of this one gun, Last Word, I can take out a Blade Dancer as long as I land my shots.
Oh yeah.
But there's no way, like, for a Sunbreaker Titan, there's no way. Like, they just take so much damage. It's insanely tanky. And like, yeah. I guess if we want to move on to some of the other supers, because like I can rant and rave about these Sunbreaker Titans.
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't know until Tim said that. I didn't know. I knew something was going on that when I shot one, and as soon as I shot him, I mean, his health just regenerated like it was nothing. But I didn't know they had 55% damage reduction with the equivalent to Hunger and Blade, because I got my Titan but I really I haven't even touched him yet. So I've just got him enough to open up the subclass.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's still in the stages, so I absolutely had no idea about, you know, those two perks being on a subclass that, you know, that OP. That changes everything.
Yeah, it's one of them isn't even a perk. The 55% damage reduction just comes with the super. Like, you don't even need that. Like, for instance, like with Radiant Skin on a Warlock, you actually have to equip Radiant Skin to get the more armor. And even then, I don't think it matches the Sunbreaker Titan in his super, which is just terrible. But yeah, the Cauterize, I've been using my Sunbreaker Titan for about a week now. And because Mayhem's been you know, an active playlist, I've been playing that a lot, just to sort of get a feel for the Hammer of Soul in PvP. And good lord, it's just insane. Like, Cauterize, like, for instance, Hungering Blade on a Blade Dancer, you still have to get close to them, and that puts you at risk. Like, I never thought I'd be defending Blade Dancers, ever, because I hated Blade Dancers all of year one. I was just the Blade Dancer, the bane of my existence. But now I'm like, you know, well, at least they're not a Blade Dancer, like, you know, or no, at least Blade Dancers aren't, you know, Sunbreaker Titans, right, because at least they have to get close to me, and that gives me a fighting chance. But Sunbreaker Titan, if they're far away from me, even mid, even sometimes long range, especially with tracking hammers, you can just throw that hammer. It's like, if you got the aim right and you know how it travels, and with Flameseeker it helps even more. You'll kill him one shot. It's got area of effect and direct hit, obviously kills in one shot, and then you get all your health back on a kill with Cauterize. It's just insane how strong it is, and I just don't. I haven't been playing my Warlock at all the last week. I haven't felt a desire to in PvP because I could just play my Titan and just destroy everybody. Like, it's just, right. And I don't like that. I've been Warlock main, you know, ever since the game came out, and it's just sad. And if I can touch base on Stormcaller here for a second, Stormcaller is so, like, it's just, Warlock's got the shaft, man. We got the shaft as far as
I heard that.
I hate to say it because it's not like, okay, in PvE it's not terrible. Landfall, one of the perks for Stormcaller, isn't bad, and actually has a hidden perk. Landfall is where when you activate Storm Trance, you shoot a lightning storm into the ground, and it kills anything. And for instance, in PvP, it kills somebody that's right below you in one shot. So it's like a mini Fist of Havoc, and then you go into your Storm Trance and lightning things, which sounds great. And in PvE, it actually stuns enemies, which is a hidden perk. But the thing is, for one, it's got limited range. Slightly more range than a Blade Dancer, but not nearly as much as a Golden Gun or Hammer of Soul. Right. And the thing about the Storm Trance Super is that you're so weak. You're not nearly as strong as a Storm Trancing Warlock as, I think, just about anything else, to be honest. I think you have maybe slightly more damage reduction than maybe like a Golden Gun, which is none at all. So you still have probably some of the least damage reduction in the game. I think Radiant Warlocks have, especially with Radiant Skin, have more damage reduction. Blade Dancers obviously do, and Hammer Soul Titans definitely have more damage reduction. But my main problem with the Stormcaller subclass for Warlocks is that you have very limited range, especially even compared to Nova Bomb, and because Nova Bomb, you can chuck a Nova Bomb across the map and kill somebody if you're lucky, or Radiant Warlock, you can throw. Yeah. You can throw grenades pretty far and shoot things still in the corpse.
Yeah, especially if you're on your Void Walker with Axiom Bolt with what is that, Void into Embrace the Void? I think Embrace the Void is the one that stretches the Axiom Bolt. One of them mixed with what helmet perk is it? Is it helmet perk? Is it gauntlet? Maybe gauntlet perk. Yeah, it is. It's I can't remember the name of the gauntlet, but that stretches out the grenade for the Axiom Bolt too. So yeah, you can pretty much kill. Yeah, you can get it far enough. You pretty much you can get a good amount.
Yeah, but I think Stormcaller has the least range in its super. I mean, it has really good range for the melee, but the melee is weak compared to the other two. It's not Flame Shield or Scorch, and it's not Energy Drain. I think both those do more damage than Thunderstrike does. Right. But you have this very limited range super compared to just about anything else. I think the only thing that has less range than it is Blade Dancer, and even then Blade Dancer still has some decent range because you can lunge with your Blade Dance, even though you're using super energy, you can still lunge with it and get to people quickly. So you got very limited range, with the super. It doesn't one-shot people. It actually takes a couple seconds to kill them. It's not like Blade Dancer or just about anything else. So it takes a couple seconds to kill them. I mean, it's not terrible, but it takes a while.
I find myself, if I'm farther enough, then I can just snipe them out of it.
Yeah. I've shotgunned them. The thing is, I've been like in the middle of being shocked by a Storm-Tranced Warlock. I can shotgun them and melee them, the shotgun melee standard combo that you do, and they're done. I have absolutely no problems killing a Storm-Tranced Warlock. I think they're probably one of the easiest supers. Even Golden Gun with their no damage reduction, they're a force to be reckoned with, a lot more so than Storm-Tranced Warlocks because they can one-shot you. Right. But a Storm-Tranced Warlock actually has to take a couple seconds to zap you to death. I think the thing about Storm-Trance is that it was meant to be a sort of a crowd control type of super, which definitely gears it more towards PvE than PvP.
Right.
But the only scenario when none of that works is if you've eaten Killbot's trademarked mac and cheese with jalapenos, in which case it just wrecks every Guardian and their bowels.
Sure. I wish I could trademark that. That'd be great.
But I want to say on the Storm-Trance, because I've been using it in practice in elimination with my new very green clan, and with the, I don't know what it's called, but it's the chaining perk.
Superconductor.
Yeah, if you have Superconductor on and Transcendence,
yes,
you can pop your super. And I think it's situational based on which map you're playing. Like I was playing Burning Shrine, standard elimination. And there were 3 Guardians, and they were fucking holed up on the other side of the bridge, and my team couldn't get by. So I popped my super, crept around the corner, and I lightninged one of them, and it changed to the other 2, like zigzagged around the corner, and I killed all of them.
Yeah.
Like in a couple seconds, and it was glorious. Like sure. I hadn't seen that sort of triple killing since what's it, Shatter Nova Bomb Space Magic days, like it was crazy.
Yeah, if you I think that that subclass would probably be a PvP wise, probably be best in something like Control, maybe Rift.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of people gathered in one specific spot, so you can just get them all together. Because that's when that super thrives the most.
That's what I was saying. It's a crowd control type of super, which don't get me wrong, in PvE it's great, especially because landfall actually blinds enemies, which I didn't know because it doesn't even say it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, if you use landfall, if you jump, the thing is, if you have to actually jump above them. If you don't, I'm not sure if it actually works. But
I always jump whether I have landfall.
Yeah, so if you jump above them, if you have impossible machines, and then superconductor, which is a great build for. Obviously, Transcendence, like you mentioned, I think there's only a few saving graces for that subclass for me, which is that landfall not only kills enemies below, but blinds the ones that it doesn't kill. And then
does that work in PvP though?
I'm not sure.
The blinding, because if it does, I'm fucking rocking.
I think in PvP it doesn't matter so much because in PvP landfall just kills anything anyway that's right below you, whereas in PvE. It might only have like a certain amount of enemies that it wants to kill, and then the ones that it doesn't, it just blinds. So I've used the Stormcaller mainly in PvE, but I think in PvP, every time I've used it in PvP, when somebody's next to me and I do landfall, it just kills them. So that is nice. That is one of the only saving graces for me. That and Transcendence, because Transcendence almost double. I think if not doubles, almost doubles the length of your super. And
I agree. It's totally doubles.
Yeah, you can float around and just shock people for days. It's so good.
Because I was wondering, like, how is he in his super this long? Like, I've been in PvE play, like Nightfalls and Strikes. I'm like, dude, this dude has his super for at least almost 30 seconds. Like, this is scene.
Yeah, and if you're gonna use the super blink on the Stormcaller, you want to have Transcendence on because you need that extra length. Because when you blink, you use some of your super energy.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the price you pay.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, so there's that. So, like, Stormcaller is actually very balanced, I think. I think Stormcaller is very balanced. And I think the one of the, Night Stalker is something that people aren't really talking a whole lot about. And I think it's because Sunbreaker Titan is sort of just taking taking the stage, and sort of just everybody's talking about that.
Well,
Of how powerful
he's
it is.
front and center on the cover of the Taken King.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
In all of the advertisements, the live
Yeah.
action ad, everything.
that's probably why they made him so strong. But I mean, I think Night Stalker is actually really, really good too. I think it's very utility
Oh,
based.
let me tell you
I've-
about
I've-
the Night Stalker.
Let's hear it. I haven't used it at all, so I'd love to hear about it.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I got some videos of the new footage of me in running the Crucible with my Night Stalker. I will tell you this: the shade step
Shades,
is
yeah,
real. That is, I mean, that that
it's like a
hurt.
2.0 Blink, right? Pretty much.
Oh my! It's Blink on steroids. You can literally what I do, like what I showed you that night we were in the raid, and literally if someone's coming at me, I can just shade step back. I might throw a smoke to get out of dodge, or if someone's coming at me, I'll shade step back, hit my super pow all in one motion, and it's just so streamless how it works, and it's so smooth. You know, I've shade stepped shotgunners, and the thing is about that is I don't know if maybe like a Blink where there's no the old Blink where there's no trace of where they go, because I've been one-on-one with people in the Crucible, and I've shade stepped around the corner and they were still shooting at where I was. They had no idea I was to the left or the right of them, and I just melee them, you know. And so if it's done right, it looks so smooth. I mean, it puts shotgunners in its place, because just one jump behind and now you're out of shotgun reach. Now they have to come to you. And it works like old Blink 2.0. So you know how, I mean, old Blink 2.0, old Blink. So you know how like Blink 2.0 is, there's like a second cooldown. So you can't blink and then blink again.
Oh yeah.
Shade step, that's not the case. You can shade step and then jump right into another one. So in like seconds, I can clear 10 feet. Now I can shoot you. Now I'm in range. I can shoot you with my pulse rifle and take you out. You know, so it's a new playing style and a strategy that I use in Crucible now, because now it gives me the advantage of that shotgun that's coming up to me. It gives me the advantage with the sniper that I may see a hair of a second and I need to get out, and so I just jump to the left and now I'm out of his sight, you know. So I think it might be, I wouldn't say OP, but I think this is how it should have been. You know, I like the Blink, but after the shade step, it's no competition, dude. Like it's
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely, I think everybody has noticed the Blink nerf. I think the Blink nerf is just, it's very obvious what they've done. You can tell where somebody blinks now. They remove the invincibility frames, and the cooldown is less, and also the ready time on your weapon afterwards is marginally less. It's like very noticeable. So Blink isn't bad anymore. It's still a very good defensive and evasive tool, I think, similar to Shade Step, but it's not the offensive tool that it used to be. You know, I really think they're trying to downplay the Blink shotgunning, which was just so rampant in year one. But what's funny is that I don't think I've seen much. I've seen videos of people using Shade Step so effectively, and it looks really cool. It really makes me want to make a hunter, because for those who don't know, I don't have a hunter because I'm not filthy and disgusting. But, I mean, it's all that year one Blade Dancer Golden Gun, stuff got me salty. But no, it's cool. I mean, I used to have a hunter, but honestly, I'm thinking about deleting my second Warlock. My third character, and making a hunter, because that Night Stalker class is very appealing. But sure. I actually haven't seen much Shade Step in PvP. I don't know if it's because maybe not everybody has it unlocked yet, or
maybe it's
because Sunbreaker's rampant. I don't know.
Here's the thing: I really haven't seen a lot in PvP either. But it's just such a tool to use. I mean, I use it defensively. I use it offensively. You know. It's nothing for me now. Like if I'm one-on-one in a trial, I'm not a trial, elimination match, I can shade step to the side and ready up my sniper and just get out of there. You know what I mean? And just quick scope you. So it's definitely a tactic that I guess I kind of don't want to say people encouraged to use it because I just want to be the main person use it, you know. But like I said, if it's done right, dude, it's a force to be reckoned with. That is funny because before we recorded, we was running some practice in elimination, and I said, let me try this, and I switched to my shotgun, and I shade step rolled forward and shot him, and the leap is so far. They're done. They're done. You get right up on them.
How effective is Shade Step as an offensive tool, like 1.0 Blink or like Year 1 Blink was, you know, compared to how Year 2 Blink is more defensive? Like, is it actually an offensive tool? Can you use it that way?
Yes, you can. Like I said, it's well, I guess it's more, when I say offensive, I guess more counter. So the fact that you can move so quick and get out of dodge, it's seamless. It's almost seamless. Like it can transition from defense to offense in a matter of seconds. So
sure,
let's say you're shooting at me and I'm shade stepping and I'm sliding and I shade step again and I turn around and now I readied up my sniper and I just lit you up, you know. Or maybe you're coming at me with a shotgun, I shade step to the left and bam, I melee you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's more of a counter. Now, I haven't seen it used for like that. Let me shade step roll to the front, and now, bam, I shot you with my shotgun. You know, I haven't seen that, but I use it more as a counter. So, like, if you're coming at me with a shotgun, I'm a shade step, which maybe shade step again to get you in enough range that I can either shoot you with my pulse rifle or I can just snipe you.
So it's like, it's in a weird way, it's almost like offensive in its defensiveness, right?
Yeah.
Like you could just sort of like, if somebody is coming at you with, you know, whatever they got, you can evade, they'll be thrown off guard, and then you can just take advantage of that.
Exactly. Because even with Blink, the problem for me with Blink, even though I used to use it a lot, but the trouble with me with Blink is the fact that one, I was in first person, so there'll be times where I'm blinking towards somebody, I may overshoot them, and it's kind of hard for me to whip around and get to that person, or I might not know where I blinked at or where that person is. But the thing about Shade Step is the fact that it flips to third person mode, so I know exactly where everything is around me, and when you Shade Step, it actually makes it hard on that. Even though you can get shot in your mid Shade Step, but it makes them very hard for them to line up.
So there's no invincibility frames in Shade Step like there was in Blink?
No, I got sniped out of it in one match. I was I got hit and I tried to Shade Step, and I guess he had a fast fire rate sniper, and he got me real quick mid Shade
Step. That must have been surprising then.
It was
sniped out of a Shade Step.
It was. I was like, wow, because I was kind of stunned. Like, wow, okay, so
yeah,
you can shot. But the thing is, the leap is so far, and it really takes a defender, well, someone who's shooting at you. It takes them a quick second for them just to realign the shot, because you're in a matter of seconds. If you get hit and you Shade Step, you're out of their scene, you're out of their vision, like that. You know, so it's a very good counter mechanism to use in PvP and in PvE. I have I've gotten out of dodge with bosses. Just hide to a rock just to get some time, or maybe play cover, especially that mixed with a combination of a smoke grenade and just get out of there. It's a nice tool.
Something I'm curious about, since I haven't played Hunter at all, I haven't played the new Hunter, is since your melee is now a grenade, does that ever kind of like throw you off when like somebody's close and you're like, oh, I gotta melee him, and you just throw a grenade? Like,
well, it happened to me one time, but not really much in PvP, because I know I have this grenade as a defense mechanism for me to get out of dodge if anything happens.
So you use Vanish and Smoke exclusively?
I use Vanish and Smoke. Yeah, I use Vanish and Smoke a lot. So it's now I've used it so much that if I switch and I'm trying to get out of dodge, I might melee, I might throw a throw, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't have my smoke grenade. You know, so it's the opposite.
Yeah,
you know,
I see.
But,
That's funny.
It's no, I use it very much as a defense mechanism. But I will say this, as far as like an OP aspect to the Night Stalker helmet. So if you, for all the listeners that have not started on that Hunter, or have not, by this point, we are pretty sure we all read up on the perks of all of the Guardians. But so there's a helmet called the Graviton Forfeit. So what this does is it allows the perk Shade Step, so I don't have to have it unlocked on my hunter to use it. Right? Here's the kicker though. There's a perk on the hunter that's called Keen Scout, and what Keen Scout allows me to do is if I'm aiming on a subject, and so far there isn't any armor or any helmet or anything to counter, any perk to counterbalance that. If I'm aiming on a specific target, I know exactly where they're going to be at, even if they cover. So if I shoot you and you try to take cover and hide, I know exactly where you're hiding at. So now I have the ability with that helmet, I can use Shade Step and Keen Scout at the same time. So usually what happens is if I'm in a gun battle and I'm working on a Guardian and he hides and gets out of dodge, what happens is there's a crosshair, an X that spawns. And so I know exactly how long they're sitting there. So as soon as they get closer to the wall, I just start shooting because I know they're on their way out. I don't have to anticipate. I just go for it. And as soon as they get sniper, post shot them, as soon as they hit the corner, they're done. So
I've seen that.
Fucking hunters.
Yes, exactly. I've seen that, dude. Okay, Tim, have you ever seen on your screen when you're in PvP, it'll say the hunted or something? It'll come up on as one of your effects. And I was like, what the hell is that? I have no idea, because I don't have a hunter. I was like, what is that? What does that mean? And then later on I realized, they can see me through walls. That's great. Awesome. I'm so happy that they can see me through
have
walls.
everything except for the actual gun portion of the far side from fucking Perfect Dark. Way to go.
You can just see exactly where I am. Just, it's ridiculous. Like, that is really good.
So I have 3 things to add on this Crucible topic, and then let's mosey on over to all this other shit we gotta fucking plow through now.
Yeah, agreed.
One, I didn't know, when as the Night Stalker, when you throw that smoke grenade, I didn't know it damages enemies. Didn't know that. Found out the hard way in PvP. I was like, I'll just run through this smoke. Oh God, it burns.
Well, see, there's
what?
There's something called Envenom. So that perk allows you to get blind and take damage at the same time. Now, even if you're close enough,
I didn't get blind. I got damaged. Is it always damage all the time, or is it a particular?
With Envenom, it's damage all the time as long as you're in that smoke.
Yeah, it has to have that perk, I think, for to hurt.
Now,
I gotcha.
Now, if you're close enough, I've seen this has happened to me. If you're close enough, I've thrown Vanish and Smoke for myself to get out of dodge, but if you're close enough, that actually does damage. It's very small. It's like 10 on a hit point, but that actually does damage.
Okay. Okay. Well, fine. I didn't know that because I haven't played that much with my hunter. I've got the new subclass for both my Titan and my hunter, but I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm still fucking working on my damn warlock. So much stuff to do. So one thing I feel they should have given the warlock in, if only for PvP. This is something that they had in actually Halo Reach, Bungie's last Halo game. Was they had this thing that was like basically like a decoy where you could trigger your armor ability for your Spartan in the Halo game, and it would make an exact clone of yourself, and he would just be running forward. And I feel like that would be the perfect sort of
ability,
defensive ability for a warlock.
Yes,
you could call it like phase or something, and like, it wouldn't even have to be exactly the same, but if you could like replicate a clone of yourself and like maybe he mimics shooting or something, but like you don't see damage or it doesn't damage you, or if it even just ran forward just like exactly like it was in Halo. I feel like warlocks need something now, given the plethora of crap that they now have to deal with the nerfing of their melee, which was their one good fucking attribute, because it doesn't matter how much strength you have on it now, you can't one-shot anymore, period. and it's
And they
stupid.
nerfed the self-res perk, so there's not an extra orb that spawns anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, that's less important to the actual individual player. That's more of a team thing.
Yeah,
you know,
but still, I
when
mean,
you,
that's
because I mean, you know,
another
when you
nerf.
make orbs, you're never making orbs for yourself. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Like I feel like if they had something like phase or something like that, like just to give us like a decoy and be like, haha, we're warlocks, we're master of
Yeah.
fucking space magic, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
Right.
something like that to give us a little bit of an upper hand. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like it's one thing, okay, you know, yeah, we have Blink, but it's been nerfed a little now, and it's like I was never a Blink person personally. Like, and I feel like that would be a really neat tool to have in the Warlock's arsenal. I mean, obviously we're not going to get it because you know the skill
unfortunately.
trees are pretty much set
Yeah.
now. Because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but all through year one they didn't change any of the perks in
Nope.
any of the trees,
Mm-mm.
did they?
No, I have to agree, and like, because I mean, I hate to say it, I really do, because I'm a warlock main.
Yeah, I'm
you know,
a Warlock main too.
Yeah,
And
warlock
I'm
all
like,
day. But
I'm a little concerned going
No.
into trials because it's like I don't have my fucking Fire of Doom punch.
Right.
I mean, I've still got my Viking Funeral, and that still works good. But
yeah, it does.
Let me tell you this: even when trials with me, when I used to run my self-res, I've won through 3 matches, 1 versus 3 matches, because the self-res was so powerful.
Mhm.
You know, you can just spam grenades, and that was a 1-hit melee kill. You know,
Yeah.
But
It's as a warlock main, and like I'm just so warlock. Like I live and die by the warlock. Like
Mhm.
I'm just so saddened to see that. I hate to say this, but if Sunbreaker Titan stays the way it is, and I'm praying to God that it doesn't, like, and I think at the very minimum the damage reduction needs to be nerfed, like, very soon, and it needs to be nerfed pretty hard. It needs to be nerfed to the point where you have less damage reduction than a Blade Dancer, because at least Blade Dancers have to get close, and Sunbreaker Titans don't. They can throw hammers at distances, but it just saddens me, because like when I was like, if I can throw it way back here, like way back to when Destiny first came out, and I was like, oh, you know, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, this game Destiny, this seems pretty cool. Like, you know, this looks like it could be good, you know. And then I played the beta and I was like, oh yeah, you know what, this is fun. I got to get this. And then I got it, and I was like, okay, what class do I want to make? You know, what's going to be my class, my first class? And I chose Warlock just because I thought it was so cool, like space magic and like wizard shit, and like it was just so cool to me. Like I just love that element of it. But like, and the thing is, granted, we had our moments in year one. You know, we can't deny that. Nova Mom has always been a good, and I think it still is a good, very, well, not good, but at least very decent a decent subclass to run Voidwalker.
Well, I think the thing with Nova Bomb is because it's a simple yet very elegant super. You know, it's a
throwable fist of havoc.
Nova Bomb.
Yeah.
Period.
It's a giant grenade that one hit kills anything, which is great. But at the same
or
time,
sometimes it's 3.
Sure, shatter. But I mean, it's at the same time, it's still a one and done sort of, you know, get it done and go kind of super, which is fine. I mean, that's, you know, Fist of Havoc is similar, but and you know, we have Blink, which is great. But even though I think it was bullshit that Blade Dancer said Blink, because they're just biting off of us like they bite off everybody. They stole Crested Alpha Blue Black from Titans. They stole Blink from us. They're stealing all these things.
Fucking Cade 6, you cagey bastard.
Right. Even though I love Cade 6 in the story, but I mean,
right.
But anyway, I feel honestly with the what has been like the sort of constant power of the PvE powerhouse of Defender Titan, because Defender Titan, we can't deny, is probably the best PvE subclass. I mean, a guaranteed safe zone, guaranteed cover with Helmet Save 14, and plus benefits of weapons and Blessing of Light. Titan Bubble is just so good in PvE. Like, you always need a Titan Bubble in a raid, because it's just so useful.
Well, here's the thing. Every class now has a super awesome utility super. The Titan has his bubble. The Hunter now has his Void Bow, which is amazing in the new raid and almost required, basically.
Yeah, it is.
And
what, self-res? What do we have?
Self-res for, you know, those moments when you're lower level in the raids.
Yeah, unfortunately,
you know, like,
self-res doesn't live
I
up
fucking
to
skated by level 29 in Crota.
No, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Self-res was really useful back when Nightfalls were actually Nightfalls and had the Nightfall buff, and like, if we wipe, then we're all going to go back to orbit and have to start all over. But no, if we have self-res Warlock, he can self-res us, and then we can keep going. But self-res isn't as useful anymore, and I'm starting to feel like it's not going to be as useful. That's what I'm worried about. Is it's not going to be as useful in Trials either.
If I were Bungie,
I think
what I would do with Radiance on the self-res, or just the Radiance super ability, because that's what it's called, is I would blend some of the perks of the buffs for the allies. Because then that would force the Warlock to either use it to save himself or use it to buff himself and his allies in the same way that a Titan would. Because Radiance buffs, everybody when it's popped.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the perks that you have.
I think right now the Radiance has been, I wouldn't say doomed irrelevant, but that's because right now we haven't experienced the raid and heroic and how important that would be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's true. Speaking of that, we should get to some of our other shit.
Well, hold on. I want to get to one more thing. This was the main point I was trying to make. So my main problem, and the thing that saddens me as a Warlock faithful, is that for me, the Warlock subclasses, at least, I think more so in PvP, but I think generally, I think it applies to both PvP and PvE. Mm-hmm. My main issue is that all Warlock subclasses have become too middle of the pack and just don't stand out enough to shine anywhere in their own right. Because if you think about it, you've got the two Void classes of Titan and now Hunter. You have Defender Titan, which is amazing in PvE. Nobody can deny that. Mm-hmm. Night Stalker, the best orb generating super in year 2, and probably for the future. Mm-hmm. So those two are amazing in PvE, right? And then in PvP, unless they change Sunbreaker Titan, you've got Sunbreaker Titan. Probably think is going to reign supreme in PvP, and then you have the two still very strong subclasses of Hunter, of Blade Dancer, and Gunslinger. And those are both amazing in PvP. Not to say that any of the three Warlock subclasses are bad in either PvE or PvP. It's just they're too middle of the road to really shine and stand out. Like, sure, you can take out anything with a Nova Bomb, but...
You want to know something that's funny? Was that the Titan bubble originally belonged to the Warlock.
Really? That would have been interesting to see.
It was a change made late in the game because they felt that the Titan being a tank would be more interesting if it also was able to have a defensive subclass.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Right. But that's my... I mean, how do you feel about that, though, Tim? I mean, it's as Warlocks... we don't really shine anywhere, and I feel kind of sad about that. At least we have some utility with self-res, and
that's not true.
Still good,
that's not true. We're the best motherfucking jumpers in the game.
So a lot of people would
fuck everybody else. A lot of people
would argue the opposite, because I've heard a lot of people saying they hate Warlock jump, but I love it.
Those fucking people can't Warlock jump.
I would say that it is
because it carries your momentum. Yeah, it carries your momentum. It's not like Titan Jetpack where it's just you immediately go up, or Hunter double jump, which is self-explanatory. It's glide. It carries. If you're going up, you're going to go up.
Lasts.
Down, it's going to go down. Yeah, it's got definitely the longest duration. That's for sure.
Like, Titans can technically go a hair higher and faster, but their control is bullshit. And Hunter's jump is just fucking sad.
Yeah, I hate the jump. Oh my gosh,
pretty bad. Pretty bad.
And like. Yeah, okay. Like, I agree with you that in terms of sheer utility and cool factor, the Warlocks seem to have gotten the blunt end of the stick in terms of the updates and the nerfs. I do think Stormcaller is amazing and cool.
I think it's awesome.
I think it could have been cooler.
It's not effective.
To be honest.
Awesome.
I think it's hell of effective in PvE.
Oh, yeah, in PvE, no. It's an orb generating and mob killing powerhouse. That I completely agree with that. But the thing is, there are other better options. From time to time. I know.
Like I don't disagree with you too much, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that was kill death ratio with Killbot and Damian.
Jesus, that's
right.
So
The Citadel, Arrival, is the first installment in a series of epic science fiction short stories reminiscent of the Pulp Fiction style. It's a fast-paced story that will take you through twists and turns that you will not expect, until they are thrust upon you with all the force, excitement, and chaos of a plasma cannon blast. The story follows Katarl, a nobody cog in the working wheels of a futuristic society run completely by Megacorp, a corporation that carefully runs and manages the lives of the people living under its sphere of power. On one of Katarl's few and far between days off from work, an outing he had hoped would be fun and relaxing turns into an explosive adventure that drags him kicking and screaming into situations and challenges that will make him question every aspect of his life. Watch this colorful tapestry unfurl as Katarl and his newfound allies find their way through this classic, yet oddly surprising tale of good and evil, where nothing is quite what it appears to be. That's The Citadel, A Rival by author Tim K.A. Trotter, available right now on Amazon Kindle Store and iTunes iBookstore for only $2.99.